You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome to Reza Riffs. It's a beautiful Wednesday night. I'm Keith Reza with my trusty sidekick host, Alan Lee.
Hello, and how's everyone doing tonight on a full moon after Halloween?
And the traffic, that was bad traffic
That was a lot
today.
of fun.
But how was your week, Alan Lee?
You know, I had a very good week. I didn't really get the date I wanted with a lady friend of mine, but she texted me and said that she'll see me sometime next year for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a witch.
Oh, that's cool. I actually had a very good day.
Yeah.
I got my AA degree.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, it took me like 7 years to get it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, I was very
Lot of effort.
happy. But, man, how fun was last week's show?
Oh.
Like, for those of you who missed it, we had Dat Fam on last week's show. It was a great show.
He was a
And
wonderful guest.
here comes our guest.
And you know what? You know
Here
what?
comes our
Speaking of
guest.
wonderful, here's Mr.
I haven't-
Wonderful himself.
Jonny Loquassto, guys.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
He just walks in,
And,
and I haven't introduced him yet.
I'm almost
that's
afraid.
okay.
I'm almost afraid to break away from the microphone.
No need for an introduction.
Uh,
Speaking of last week, this is what I love about Keith Reza. There's no subtlety.
No,
I don't know if you noticed this
no, not at all.
with Keith Reza. So he messages me on Facebook, and I
Yeah.
get back to him a few hours later, and he goes, "Hey, do you want to do my podcast?" I said, well, yeah, possibly. And then he messaged back, goes, "Don't worry, Dad Fan already said yes."
Yeah,
I'm like,
this is-
okay.
yeah.
And then you messaged me earlier this week.
Yeah.
You're so aggressive, and you have no patience.
None.
He sends me a message, and like 20 minutes later, he tags me in a status update saying, "Jonny Loquasto, answer your messages." I was on a plane, dude. I was on a flight back to L.A. My phone was off.
There you go. See?
And you got pissed at me because I didn't answer a message in 20 minutes.
telling you.
Chill out, man. That's my message to you to start the show.
I want to first of
give
all.
it up
Is that not all true?
That is
No,
100%
it's-
true.
it's-
I don't think I was pissed, though.
Well, when you tag someone in a thing that's telling me to answer my messages.
No, here's the thing. For those of you listening, we didn't give Johnny a proper intro because he
That's-
just
Oh, no,
walked
we
in.
didn't. We didn't.
But
I-
So
Johnny,
come in and complain about Keith
Yeah.
the whole hour.
but Johnny's a great comic.
That's tremendous
His
right
credits are endless. Dr.
I-
Drew, he has a
I
new
have
TV
some
show,
questions
stuff
for
like
him
that.
on
So
that,
that's
yes.
Johnny.
Hey, guys.
Anyways,
Dr. Drew?
yeah, he was.
I
you
just
in rehab?
did a handful of spots
You're
on
not in
the
rehab.
show he has.
You're not
that-
in rehab, are you, Johnny?
No.
No,
No.
he's. He just fucking winked
I
at
think
you.
about going sometimes, though. If I had the money. Rehab's like $30,000 a month. I
No,
can't
it's
afford
very
it.
expensive. I need it, but I won't.
But
I
no,
can't afford
so
it.
here's the thing. What happened
it's
last? If you remember, last
Mm-hmm.
week was horrible because Norm was supposed to do it, but
Norm
McDonald.
Wow.
And
That's
he
what we
couldn't
said.
do it because his mom was sick, and he canceled like Tuesday.
You
So
texted him right away and said,
I
"Why
had
did
to
you get over
find
here?"
guests like crazy. So I texted Johnny. He never responded, and then like Jeff Richards responded, and then everyone responded, and then Johnny responds. I was like, oh, we already got somebody, man.
Yeah.
But
Luckily,
I've always
Dad
wanted.
Fan won the contest.
But he tends to win those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the
a
last
while
guy.
ago he did.
Last
Yeah.
comic standing, and now this
Him
one.
and I were actually next door neighbors for like a year.
Really?
Yeah, he moved in with the guy that lives next door to me. They knew each other, and they were roommates for a little bit. And it was
Not
weird because I
envious, yeah.
went to my elevator one day, and I was like, huh? He's like, hey, what's going on? And
Wasn't in Vietnam, Johnny. It was here.
it was not in Vietnam. No, certainly not. But we did have a lot of awkward conversations in the elevators.
That's
there you
so
go.
weird because he was on the 3rd episode. This is the 4th episode. That's like neighbors on the.
That's interesting.
Not neighbors anymore, but it's
Psychic.
close
It's
enough.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
world of comedy.
but yeah, man. So what was I?
What are
So
we talking about? What are we doing?
so I wanted to get Johnny on it this week. You know,
Here he
because I had a
is.
cancellation. I was gonna get Johnny on in December.
Oh, so I'm only replacing somebody.
No, no.
Who am I replacing this week, Keith?
Skylar Stone.
No, not
Great.
at all. No.
But
We're happy
Sky,
to have
but I
you.
was gonna have you in December, and Sky was like, "I'll do December," and I was like, "Oh, then I'll get Johnny," since and that's why I tagged you on the status because
I
I
appreciate that.
I wanted to get you on before I write someone
No, I'm
else.
glad that I was able to get in after your first option canceled. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that. That's the most important thing.
Well, we're very glad to have
I'm
you.
glad. I don't mind being the replacement. Keanu Reeves did that one football movie. Why can't I do this?
There you go.
And he was the best, him besides Orlando Jones. That was like the best,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I could be the replacement of podcasts, I think that could work.
It's a whole new career.
You know?
Now, Johnny,
Am I supposed to be hearing things? I don't hear a
you know
damn
what?
thing.
Please
You don't
tell
hear
us.
it?
Technically,
I don't have the
all
headphones
buttons
on. Should
Oh,
I
I
put
thought
the
you
head?
told me to put these on. I don't need to?
No,
What?
you don't.
No.
You don't. If you feel like that's a fashion
do I?
statement,
I'm
we,
dumb.
we, we,
What?
we took ours off.
I
Why,
thought you pointed
why
at
are
them
you
to say put
listening to
them on.
Alan
no,
Lee?
No.
Oh, good, because it was blocking. I
I'm sorry,
realized I
no,
couldn't hear anything.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
We don't need that.
Let's do it.
You
Screw
look
the
good.
headphones.
You look great without the
We don't need
You
headphones.
look-
We need some.
I like the look.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but no, Johnny. I've always loved Johnny. Like, I mean,
He
we've done
rocks.
stand up
He
together several times, and I've always seen you at the Improv and stuff. And like now, it seems like I never see you anymore. You know what I mean? But it seems like you're
I
always
quit stand up. No, I'm just kidding.
no, but you're always on
I
the
announce it. No,
you're always on the TV now.
no, I'm not, dude.
Oh.
Come on.
Come on,
On
buddy.
the internet. Does
Yeah,
that
the
count?
internet.
No one
Yeah.
watches TV anymore, does it?
Yeah.
They watch podcasts like this. We hope.
Yeah, let's hope so. Fingers crossed. Are we actually on? Are
Yeah,
people
yes,
watching
sir.
this?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to look at the camera. The
Yeah, in
director
fact,
gets mad
actually,
when we don't look
can
at the
look
camera.
and say, hi,
I'm
how
looking.
are you? Yeah, this is all being taped, and you'll see it, and everyone else. Hopefully
Yeah, and then
will as
we'll
well.
get-
It looks cool.
Yeah, and
It
this is
looks much
this is a
different than
green
this.
screen.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So you can do your own sketches and whatnot if you want to.
Yeah,
Almost.
That's why I told
The
you not to
special
wear
effects
green.
guy is,
This is, you know what? This is gray. You're right. I forgot about that. But I think this is gray. We should be okay.
it
Yeah,
should stand
we're
out
good.
perfectly. I like it. It's a camo.
Yeah.
Right?
But no,
Nice.
I remember, man, like the
Yeah.
guys, that I started doing stand up with. It was Johnny, Tom Brab. You remember Tom?
I've known him for years.
Yeah. Grant Cotter, Rosie Tran, Jen Murphy. It was like all these really good comics. You know what I mean? And
Well, yeah, Grant and I mean, geez, I started like over 9 years ago, and I think Grant started maybe like a little over a year after me, but like we became buddies right away. Like I kind of
Yeah.
looked at him like a little brother, and he still is, but now he's doing amazing things.
Yeah.
So we still talk all the time, and we want to hopefully start doing. We're actually doing a couple things on the road together. That's what we're trying to book for next year to do, like us co-showing together.
yeah.
Co-showing, is that a thing?
Yeah.
That'll
Co-showing.
work. Co-show.
We're ponies. We're gonna go out and people are gonna brush us. But no, we hang out all the time, man. He's great.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
But see, the thing that I've always liked about you is like, I don't know if you remember this, but we did Tap House maybe like a year or two ago.
It
And-
was a little over. I want to say it was last summer of 2013, maybe.
Wow, that's a great memory.
It was your show.
Yeah. So we did Tap House together, and I remember Johnny's not doing well for the first 10 minutes, and then he kills at the end, and he's trying to get off because he's doing so good. So I start yelling out his jokes that he used to do before. You remember that?
I do, and I don't think I remembered half the jokes you had yelled out.
Like my favorite Johnny joke was like,
In my defense, the crowd was awful.
yeah,
for the
but
first-
but you killed it. Though.
But at the end, it was okay. But they were really weird,
easy.
and I had to go up at the end.
yeah,
Not easy.
that it's not easy.
That's
And
not
I,
easy.
and I
probably
think you criticized them too. Which didn't,
I probably
didn't-
should have. I think I.
You texted and like.
Yeah,
weren't fun- they
I'm
weren't
sorry,
laughing.
Johnny. I think I maybe said
he
Johnny
yelled at
sucks for the
them?
first 10 minutes.
Well,
I
no,
didn't
he-
mean that.
I don't even know Keith. He tends to yell at audiences and really make them angry
I hear you, man.
before he brings up the comedy.
It's not a good, interesting
Right.
technique.
Yeah,
That's like once or twice. I've grown.
or 19 times.
Anyways, but this is my favorite Jonny Loquassto joke where it's like, oh, yeah, my girlfriend said that she wants more surprises, and I never surprise her.
God, don't tell that. It's so old.
It's such a great joke.
Is it?
So,
All right.
I.
You want me to tell it?
Yeah, let's
All
have
right.
Johnny tell it.
I'm trying to think. Oh my God, I haven't done this in years. I don't even know why I stopped doing it. Probably because I have no memory left. What is it? Like, oh, communication's the key in relationships or something. And my last relationship ended because we just didn't communicate correctly. And she just kept saying, you're so boring. And why are you going to surprise me? Why don't you just do one thing surprising one time in your life? And so I didn't pull out. And I never seen her so surprised, and she starts jumping around the room. She's like, "Get the morning after pill," and I took it. It didn't really do anything. It made her stomach queasy. Should I still do that joke?
That's
I don't
a
know. I
great
feel like it's
joke.
very immature. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
no,
getting
that-
old.
I like that. That's,
I love that joke because it's two jokes in one with the morning after
Made her
pill.
stomach. Oh, right.
And then you took it,
tag
so it
within a
confuses.
tag,
You know what? I'm gonna start doing it again.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
I've always-
relatively clean.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, you could do it on Carson or whatever, but
No.
maybe
I
you
don't think
can.
You mean on Carson
Conan?
Daly?
Yeah.
Conan?
Or Johnny
Or
Carson.
Johnny,
Oh.
well, that's going back a bit.
Yeah.
Wait till I go to my time machine.
Yeah.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's funny because I'm you know how a lot of comics. I don't know how you do it. Do you log all your jokes on a computer?
I do not.
Okay, me neither. And I feel like we're making huge mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I've never in 9 years have a master list of jokes. And so many comics I know have that. I just keep moving along, and I think I randomly forget stuff along the way, which is probably an awful mistake.
This is a gem right here to all the comics listening. What Jonny
Because all the
said.
comics want to listen to Keith Reza?
No, because he's giving a very nice piece of advice here.
Yeah,
Because
basically do what I don't do. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know. I never put – maybe I should spend the time and put, like, a massive joke list together. I never did that. And I have, like, 6 notebooks that I probably just forgot so many things over the years.
well, you know, Joan Rivers had a tape about her life, and it was an amazing thing. She has a wall of like a card catalog, you know, those old drawers of a library card catalog, and they're all her jokes. And it's like a – I mean, it's like that wall with drawers.
Yeah.
And she does not. Everything she does goes into those drawers.
You mean everything she did?
Well, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Bless her.
Rest
She's
of
passed
us.
away. And I was a big fan of hers. Very big,
yeah.
in fact. But anyway, that's. I'm just
I actually got to
emphasizing
do her
what Jonny
show.
has said.
Did you really?
I got to do an
did
episode of
you?
her reality show. It's called Joan. Was Joan Knows Best? I think it was her and Melissa.
Please
yeah.
tell us about it. I mean, if you wish. I mean,
Sure. It's weird how it happened. So a friend of mine was a producer on the show, and she knew I was a physical therapist. I also have a degree in physical therapy, certified in CPR, all that stuff. So she goes, hey, we need someone to be like a CPR instructor for this episode. I guess it was an episode where, like, because an earthquake happened, they were planning for disasters. And so they had me come in to teach everyone CPR, like Joan and Melissa and, like, all their friends and the people in the cast. And it was hilarious. It was fun. And then she was very amazing. At the end of we got done shooting, and she goes, hey, if there's anything you ever need, you just let me know. And I was like, Joan, how much time do you got? Because I could use a lot of help. But no, she was great. Got a picture with her and Melissa, and it was a fun experience.
Did you ever get her autograph?
got to
No,
work with Joan
but the
Rivers.
picture was cool. You know what, though? My parents saw her. Did my parents? Yeah, my parents saw her, and they took that picture with them, and they got an autograph.
Yeah.
So that's what my parents do. Anytime, like, I work with someone, they go see. They take, like, Gabriel Iglesias. They took a picture. They sat front row to see him a few months ago, and they took a picture of him and I together and got it autographed.
That's so
They
cool.
love doing that kind of
See, the thing is, like, I collect autographs, you know?
all right.
So, like, whenever, and it's weird because I'm a comic, and whenever I do shows with, like, somebody big, I feel so weird because, like, instead of talking about stand-up, first I ask for their autograph, then I talk about stand-up.
Yeah, you might want to wait for the autograph at the end of the conversation.
Yeah, I don't really do.
No.
You know, but see,
Yeah.
like, I don't see social cues that well. So, like,
Okay.
I always, I have Asperger's.
I
you
know that. Yeah.
So,
there's different levels of it.
Yeah.
Yours is, to me, a mild case.
yeah.
Because I
Well,
know,
see, you know what was weird is, like, I saw Jonny on Dr. Drew, and they were talking about Adam Lasagna, the kid who, was that the one? The kid
Who's that? Who was he again?
He was the kid who, like, killed everyone at the schools and stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I don't think that was my episode. I did
But they mentioned it.
I'm sorry.
I know for a
I didn't
fact
mean to
they
laugh. I thought
mentioned
they were
it
sort of funny in a
because
dark way.
Alan, I don't know if you watched the show, but, like, Dr. Drew's on. There's, like, 4.
I'll be honest, it's hard to watch. I did it because they asked me to. I guess they were researching some other guy, and they saw an interview I did with this kid. I hosted a show called Access Live last year, and they liked me from the interview, so they brought me in. And then they were like, oh, you have a healthcare degree. I was like, yeah. They're like, all right, well, then, you're a comedian, physical therapist. And I actually, Drew's a great guy. I actually helped him with his shoulder a little bit. But the show itself, I did like 4 episodes, and then I think they had a turnover in staff, and I never bothered trying to get back on because it's like people just shouting over each other, and nothing gets there's no resolution. It's just, okay, here's a problem in society. Let's all yell at each other about it. Nothing gets decided. An hour of your life is over with.
Oh,
I'm not trying to crap on the show.
I remember you said something, and you were like, well, let's be honest, she probably deserved it. And right when you saw it, like, the lady who was, like, arguing with you, her face just, like, I was like, oh my god.
Well, they wanted me to push buttons on the show. They wanted me to say different kind of things. And the funny thing is, the last thing I did on the show, because I had a feeling, I was like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. So I had an idea. We were talking about Dennis Rodman going to North Korea. So this is like back in January, and I said, hey, I have an idea. I have sunglasses with me. I'm going to make a really awful, like, comment about Dennis Rodman and put my sunglasses on like I'm David Caruso. At the beginning of, what show's he on, NCIS?
Yeah, right. Correct.
And so we're talking about Dennis Rodman, about all the dumb stuff he's doing, whatever.
Sure.
And so Drew's like, Jonny, I understand you want to close out the segment with something. I said, so look at the camera. I go, yeah, if I could channel my inner David Caruso when it comes to this story. looks like this is one situation where Dennis Rodman won't be able to rebound. And I put my sunglasses on. And I don't know if it tanked or not because there's no laugh track or anything, but that was the last time I was on the show.
Yeah.
So if I'm going out, I was going out big.
There you go.
Well, see, I watched that show because I watch Nancy Grace a lot. You know, like
I'm sorry.
Well, I honestly think Nancy Grace is the funniest person. And I don't think she knows she's the funniest person.
She is hilarious.
You know what I mean? Like
Angry.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite people to impersonate. I love Nancy.
Oh,
Grace.
do your impression?
I'm not doing it in another show.
Come on.
It's fun to do. Like, give me a blonde wig and I'll just get a bad sweater. I'll just go off.
I could do it, but it's not that
Do
funny.
it. Make it happen.
All right, I'll
Do your
like,
Nancy Grace.
Let's
Do you
let's
want me
hear
to
it.
talk to you like I'm a guest and you just berate me?
Yeah.
Nancy, when it comes down to it, it's not always everyone
No,
else's
you
fault.
stop. That's murder, okay? That's murder, okay? If you go out there and you shoot a guy and you rob 7-Eleven, it's still murder. I don't care if it's self-defense or not.
Okay, Nancy,
Barbara, cut him off, okay?
Nancy, we're
He's
talking
ruining
about a
my
daycare.
show.
We're not even talking about... Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
Very good.
Everyone that comes on the show is like, why would you even go on that show unless you want amazing footage that you could show your family? Like, look at this bitch yell at me. Like, why else would you want to go on that show?
It's like with Nancy Grace, you can't win, even if you have a good, you know.
Even if you're on her side, like even if like you're the Man of Steel and you lifted up a school bus to save it from going off for bridge, like, well, you know what, you did thousands of dollars of damage to that bridge, okay, and those children got wet. Like she would not. She'd be so awful.
Boy, you guys are channeling this lady very well.
No,
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
That's the thing. I am a fan too.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Just because she's so entertaining.
Yeah. Like I don't think she's. I think
that
half the stuff she
bombastic
says is
craziness.
wrong,
Yeah.
but I think her show's very good.
I just love the fact that like her commercials are so sincere. She's like, when it comes down to it, I'm just here to help. And then like real serious face.
And then
just
5 minutes later, she's like, "No, it's still murder. It's still murder."
I am so hot right now. Go to commercial.
Now, Johnny, about back to stand up.
What's up?
What was your worst experience at a show?
Oh man.
Because I mean, I've had so many of those.
Really? Like what? Because how long have you been in the game now?
Oh God, long time, probably 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you started off where?
I started off at Fenders in Fullerton.
Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, I thought you started in Orange County. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure though.
You did Fenders, right?
Back in the day, yeah. Actually,
See, I
Across
told
the
you.
railroad
Alan's
tracks.
like,
I was
oh,
there. I don't
middle
remember.
of
I was
nowhere.
absent
Yeah.
one of those days.
yeah.
I remember
I'm absent a
Johnny.
lot.
Johnny used to do
Johnny was- yeah.
this place called Flight Bistro all the time. It was in
Oh,
Huntington
that was
Beach.
in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Way
It-
down with Bill Word.
It was a Bill Word thing.
Oh yeah,
One of
Bill gave me so much stage time starting off. It wasn't for. I owe a lot to him because
Yeah.
there was I started at a good time. If there's ever a good time to start, I think it's hard to start comedy in Southern California. Like it's hard to start in L.A. or Orange County. Like I think it's so much better to start in a random city to where younger in your career you can work with headliners when they come in. Like I have a lot of friends who started say in Seattle or like Northern California or any other city like Indianapolis. So we're like the talent pool is a lot smaller. So therefore you're working with good comics way early in your career,
interesting. That's an interesting
and you get a
point.
lot of good stage time. You
Yeah.
get a lot of experience. Whereas I just started off in Orange County because that's where I moved.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Sure.
You start off in Orange County, you're not working with anyone. You're just struggling to get stage time. And so luckily, Martini Blues was still going in Orange County.
One of the Martini Blue guys.
Yeah, and we had
That was a
Tuesday,
fun
Wednesday
venue.
nights,
Yeah.
the contest, you name it, and tons of stage time. Like Grant and I were literally that was our life. We would just pretty much every week we'd be there a couple times a week, and then you just try to progress from there. But yeah, it was a good way to start, I think.
Now, see, you talk about working with all these guys, but I know you've worked with hundreds of great guys. You know what I mean? Because I remember you used to have a show at the Brea Improv called Last Call Comedy.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I remember I went a
That was back
couple
when
times.
people came out to comedy show.
Yeah, and I went a couple times, and I remember it was a weekend you were hosting for David Allen Greer.
That was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That was about 4 years ago now, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Living Color is my favorite show of all time. So
Yeah.
being able to work with him was just, I was trying not to be a fanboy like the whole weekend. Because he was my favorite person on in Living
On the
Color.
show.
Yeah.
Like I know everyone goes crazy about Jim Carrey and justifiably
Sure.
so, but David Allen Greer to me had the most the most range.
Sure, and the sketches, when he did sketches, they were hilarious.
Yeah.
The way he did characters.
He's still amazing. I mean, he's done everything. He's done Broadway.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, Broadway.
Tony Awards and
Imagine Tony Awards. Yeah.
so yeah, working a weekend with
Yeah.
him was just
Wow.
Yeah, and
crazy.
now when you work with a weekend with that stuff, that like obviously strengthens you, you know, like because you get what 5 shows.
Yeah, you get 5 shows. I mean, when you're hosting, though, it's a little bit difficult because you're obviously going up to a cold crowd. You're not doing as much time.
Yeah.
The best way to build time is when you're featuring or when you're doing long sets. But at the same time, I'm not going to say no to a weekend at the Improv.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because like when I hosted for Norm at Irvine and Brea, you know, I learned so much in just those 4 or 5 shows, like that I learned in years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like you're watching someone who's, you know, so good at that. And I know David's not the only person you've hosted for. You've hosted for.
Yeah, you know, a lot
Everyone.
of great comics. And a
Yeah.
lot of times I'll just sit there and watch. I mean, sometimes you get tired of watching stand-up, but you work with the right people. You could sit there in the back and you can see how they go, you know, every single night as far as, like, do they do the same set? Do they change things around?
Change the dynamics.
How
and
do they
stuff like that.
deliver?
Yeah.
How do they utilize the amount of words that they're saying? Like, there's some comics like, you know, Sebastian Maniscalco, he gets more mileage per word than any comic in history, I think.
Really?
He's a genius. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, just
I've never
his-
met him.
Oh, he's incredible. But, you know, so you do learn a lot if you're watching.
Yeah.
And then some shows, though, are tough to watch. You're like, I want to get up right now. But you can't do it.
Have you ever like seen Alan and I were talking about this in the car, and like, you know that word bomb, you know what I mean?
B-O-M-B?
Yeah.
The one you can't say on a plane?
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
Because like, but I think comics when they bomb and like say like, because like I bomb all the time, you know what I mean? And Alan, when I bomb, Alan will say, "Hey, you bombed." Like some comics will
try
think,
not to.
"Hey, that means you're not funny," but really it just means you're not funny that night. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even, to me, it doesn't even mean that you're not funny that night. To me, it just means that you're unique enough for a crowd to not like you.
Thank you.
That's
I like that.
Thank you.
I mean, you know what? When it comes down to it, you know, I don't want to be the kind of dude that does well in every show. Because
Yeah.
to me, like a lot of comics, you look at how many years it takes some people. Some people get their break earlier than others, but like you look at some of your favorite comics right now. You look at a guy like, you know, whether it be Bill Burr or Louis C.K. They're 25 years in.
Yeah.
You know, and they're the best at what they do. And if you're the kind of comic, they certainly aren't the kind of comics that every crowd is going to relate to.
No.
That's
But
true.
that means they're saying something. If you're the kind of comic that every crowd loves, then you're going to be on a cruise ship. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I don't want to be one of those dudes that's on a cruise ship all the time.
That's true. Because like I think comedy is about taking risks. You know
It
what I mean?
is. Yeah.
And like you know, you say Louis C.K. and Bill Burr, you know, they've been doing it for 25 years, and I can guarantee you when they just started, you know, when they were 9 or 10 years, they were probably still good, but they were not, you know, they were still okay. You know what I mean? I guarantee you they bombed all the time.
Oh, Louis C.K. has mentioned that in a Vanity Fair article just recently, that even to this day he tests 100 shows on certain material, and it will fall flat.
Yep. And that's what you have to do. The hardest part, though, is when you're not getting up every single night because
Yeah.
you're not well known, you don't have enough credits. That's the thing you have to worry about because you're like, oh, well, I want to do well enough, but at the same time, I have to be myself and I have to do jokes that people might remember, and that's the hard part. But to me, it's like I don't want to be the kind of guy that and I generally write clean. It's not like I'm a blue comic or
Yeah.
anything, but I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and I don't want to relate. I don't want certain audiences relating to me. 'Cause
Exactly.
Like when I do colleges, colleges are great. Most of the kids are smart, but at the same time, I don't want to get up there and dance with a Batman mask on just to do well.
Because it's like you're getting handcuffed and you gotta see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's funny that
But
you
to each his
mentioned.
own. I mean, people got to do what they got to do to
what they gotta
survive.
do.
So
Thank you.
It's funny that you mentioned credits and stuff. I mean, this is a serious question. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But have you ever like lied about your credits just to get on a show?
nah.
No, because I know there's comics who have done that.
Oh, of course.
Like
Yeah.
when I did Tap House, guys would write me and be like, "Oh yeah, I've been on, you know, Family Guy." It's like
Yeah.
really? Like I've never.
No. Here's the thing. Now, I've done shows where a host will be like, "What should I say about you?" And I'm like, "I don't care," and they'll make shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Right, which sounds so much. I'm like, man, I wish I was that guy. You know?
I know.
But there's no point in lying about it. I mean, I don't have a ton of credits. If people want credits, I'll just tell them what I'm doing and whatever.
Yeah. One time, the host, I did a show with Richard Villa, and the host asked me what to say, and I just said, just tell him the truth. Funny guy. Don't say any credits because I don't have any. You know what I mean? So he goes up and he's like, "All right, you seen him on late night?" And I was like, "You're putting the standards a little high."
You should have went up and given an exact date. Yes, April 7th, 2009. YouTube it.
I'll be like, "You'll see me on late night in the year 2019." I think that's what he meant to say.
Oh, hey.
But
Nothing wrong with that.
hope it doesn't take me that long.
No, I told them once I was opening at the sauna at the LA Fitness over in Gower,
Okay.
and it was totally true. You know how tough a sauna is
There was
to
a
work?
show.
I'm just,
God, I was like, wait a minute. Talk about sweating.
thank you.
You got Johnny to sweat.
Good Lord. But you talk about, you hope it doesn't take you that long. Honestly, you can't even put a time limit on it. When I first started, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on TV within 6 years. And I wasn't. And here I am 9 years in. I've done a couple of TV things, but nothing late night, nothing national. And am I frustrated by that sometimes? Yeah. But a lot of it's my own fault. I'm not that aggressive.
I remember I kind of blew it for you. Like 2 years ago, they were doing this stand-up competition for late night. Do you remember this?
Oh, the one for Conan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in the final five.
Yeah, he got Johnny got in the final five, and my buddy and Johnny were in the final five.
Oh, Comro?
Comro.
Yeah, of course you went with the kid with a disability. Of
Yeah.
course he voted for him. Thanks, Keith and Sam.
There you go.
No, because
No, Sam's hilarious.
Sam's hilarious. Sam has
he deserved to win. There's no way.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Sam has a Tourette's, which is not Asperger's, it's Tourette's. Tourette's is where like you twitch and you curse all the time.
Well, not necessarily curse. There's different levels of Tourette's, just like Asperger's. Sam's not the kind of guy that has that kind of Tourette's.
Yeah, but he twitches a lot, especially when he's on stage. Anyways, the point is like they were both in the finals, and I posted on Facebook because I found out who won. And I thought Johnny already knew because I figured, when you find out if you win or lose, they call you immediately.
Not in this contest.
Not in this contest.
No.
So I felt bad and then Johnny posted that. So I guess I lost. I was like,
That's all right. Honest to God, I didn't expect to win. The fact that I got in the final five was good. I feel like I probably should have followed up with the people there and maybe submitted a set since then, and I haven't. Yeah. And I feel like one of the things I need to do for next year is to actually sit down because, as comics, some people, I'm the kind of guy that I have a hard time liking what I'm doing, and so it's like to sit down and say, okay, I think this would make a good late night set. Like I need to just sit down and just try to submit something and try to work my way into doing something.
Yeah, I've never submitted. I should do that. I think I'm too scared because I get rejected for comedy festivals. I don't want to get rejected by submitting.
Comedy festivals, you got to remember, they're same here. The comedy festivals are very subjective and political in a lot of ways. A lot of times they'll let you in if they know you or if you're friends with the person who books it. So that's just how it goes.
But it's
you can't take offense to anything.
No, I know, but it's like give me $35, send a set, and then you don't hear from them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, wish I had at least $15 back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. That's always the weird thing is when festivals will charge you, and then it's like you're just giving them $35.
Yeah, and then you find out you don't want to brag, but you find out there's comics out there that you're better that got accepted. You're like, all right, whose dick are we sucking? You know
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. You had a question, Alan Lee?
Well, I was listening to Johnny earlier today, and I do find that set that he talks about rap very funny. And what I found really interesting about that is that he commented about the Beach Boys.
I love them.
And it's hilarious. Yes, you love but he knew that the Beach Boys had been associated with Charles Manson. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious because people in general don't know that small fact, but it's really freaky because
I'm a Beach Boys historian.
Oh
Wait,
my God.
Is that true?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I grew up.
I have a musician that is just a freak, about
really?
the Beach Boys.
Him and I should hang out and write some songs.
Yeah.
Wait,
write some beach music.
He Charlie Manson was in the Beach Boys?
Yeah,
I'll tell you the story.
Tell them the story.
Tell us the story.
Go ahead.
So I grew up, thanks to my dad, I grew up listening to a lot of oldies and Beach Boys, and then of course Weird Al. That was what I listened to growing up. Those it was weird, but it was awesome. And I've always loved the Beach Boys. Still listen to them. I'm still always searching for unreleased Beach Boys tracks, whatever I can do. And I've read books about them, and just their whole career is fascinating. Because to me, there's been no artist like them ever in history. They literally came up with a whole new genre of music, and acid rock kind of killed them. but they're still touring. I mean, they're on a 50th anniversary tour. And
exactly.
I saw them 2 years ago, I think it was. But yeah, so what happened was the Beach Boys, they had a really weird phase. Brian Wilson was out of his mind for a couple years. I don't think he left his house for like 2 years at one point.
Correct.
Another time they found him down in a gutter near San Diego. He was a lot of drugs, but he also
He's like a genius. He's like a genius.
He's manic depressive, unmedicated, but medicated with street drugs. So all over the place.
So he has Asperger's.
Maybe. Could have been Asperger's. I mean, the one time they had a house and he purposely had sand put all over the living room of the house.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, he had never been in water. That's the thing. He was one of the Beach Boys and didn't touch water until he was 38. He was terrified of the ocean.
And all the surfer themes.
That's what you call ironic, Beach Boys.
Quite ironic. Quite ironic.
A little bit. So one of the other Beach Boys, one of the other brothers, Dennis, was the drummer. Great drummer, also out of his mind, ended up drowning to death underneath a spot where his old boat was. It was almost like he wanted to go at that moment.
Yeah.
He became friends with an up-and-coming singer named Charlie Manson. They hung out a lot. Manson had a lot of chicks, and Dennis was basically a sex addict. So they all started hanging out together. And, of course, they had a big house. Wow. Dennis started inviting Charlie and these chicks over to the house. But he would creep out the rest of the Beach Boys till finally they had enough of him, and they're like, dude, get that guy out of the house.
Wow.
But they actually recorded some songs together.
Wow, that I've never heard those songs.
Well, there was one single that was released. I do have it. I forget the name of it right now. But initially, Charlie Manson, if you look under like written by.
Was it called Helter Skelter?
No, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. But it was written by like B. Wilson, D. Wilson, C. Manson. That was the initial. Now his name's off it, of course.
Yeah.
But there was one single that got released, and I forget the name of it. I do have it, though. And it's weird. It's a weird song. But he was credited as a writer. Because they wrote songs together, they did.
That's incredible.
You know, I would never would have known that. You could hear him. You could learn more from Jonny than Wikipedia.
Well, he's quite an expert on the
Love
Beach
the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And that's why it's fun to do that bit because and the thing is though, that's another joke that doesn't always do well.
Because they don't follow the line of.
It depends on if you're in front of a crowd that's really, really young, and the way that I deliver that joke and deliver the punchline, right? I'm comparing rappers to rappers that are trying to be hard and like, oh yeah, I'm a gangster. It's like
Little Deuce Coupe.
Yeah.
Like the Beach Boys hung out with Charles Manson. You're not a thug. But like a lot of audiences don't get it, and they're like, wait, what?
It's such a great line of thought.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
I haven't done that joke in so long. I forget how to tell it.
That's another one you got to bring back, man.
No, I do. I've been leaving that out of a lot, the big hip hop bit I do, but I got to bring it back in.
Baby boomers.
I forget how to do it. Yes, exactly. But love the Beach Boys.
Now we got to sell your phone call.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Wow.
Let's
Put
see
on the
who's-
headphones and let's talk.
Let's see who.
Hello, this is the sell your phone call.
Let me.
You're on the air with Jonny Loquassto.
I can't hear anything. You said my name
Can
wrong.
you hear Jonny?
Hi, guys.
Hi. Who's this?
How's it going?
Good.
Very good. Hi.
Hi.
What's your...
I was listening to you guys about the Beach Boys. I love the Beach Boys.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
She loves it.
If you want to get married, let's do this.
All right.
Wait, what's your name?
Morgan.
Morgan? This is our first call in 5 episodes.
Really? So I'm drawing calls.
This
That's
is
pretty
wow.
cool.
It's amazing.
Ah.
Well, it had the number at the top, so I was like, wow. I want to call in and say hi.
Thanks,
Oh,
Morgan. Where are you?
Thank you, Morgan.
I'm pretty good. I'm just, cleaning and stuff.
Good deal. What city are you in?
I don't really know where I'm at, actually.
What's your favorite
That's
Beach
terrifying.
Boy song?
What?
What's your favorite Beach Boy song?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. They're all so good.
Aren't they? Though?
Right.
Probably God Only Knows.
Oh,
I like that one.
That's
love
a great
that
one. See, if you're a big Beach Boys fan, for me, I'm so into their obscure like sad stuff. Like I love Heroes and Villains, which a lot of people think is a weird song. Do you know that one?
No, I don't actually.
That's so
Oh, it was
Is it
written by
weird?
Charlie Manson.
See, I'm a nerdy Beach Boys fan. I know all the strange stuff.
Even the weird songs, especially the weird songs. That's good.
That's
Well,
fantastic.
I'm a little confused though. How do you not know where you're at exactly? Are you in a trunk?
Well, actually, I just ended up here. Someone invited me. I don't know.
You're starting to scare us a little bit
I
now.
know.
That's okay. You can keep a
No.
secret.
Are you safe? Are
normal
you trying to
person,
give
I
us like a
swear.
secret message?
I think she likes
there-
you.
Do you need help? What's
Yeah, actually I do, but probably not help getting off the phone. So I
No.
really
I meant
enjoy
like, are you in
talking with
danger? Because
guys.
you don't know where you're at. I'm afraid for you.
I'm okay. I just sometimes I blank out, you know.
Okay.
So,
Okay, you sound
One
great.
one question before you hang up: is this your first time watching the show?
actually, yeah,
Oh,
it is.
How do you like it so
But
far?
I had seen Keith do stand up
Oh.
before, so
Oh, so she's in
Yeah.
Southern California.
There you
Keith.
go.
There
oh,
we go.
you've seen me do stand up?
You seriously got a fan.
yeah.
Oh, where'd you see me? Was I funny or was I horrible?
You were in Tustin, and you were funny. I thought you were funny.
Oh,
Way to go, Keith.
that's awesome.
Nice.
I didn't know I had this thing called fans. This is cool. I thought she called for you. 'cause-
Well, she's technically a Beach Boys fan.
Yeah.
But
You got in on it
Yeah.
in the tailwind or the.
Beach Boys are, they're not really writing a lot of new music, so you can
you
kind of count her as a fan now, I think, right?
yeah, I mean,
Essentially, yeah.
Good
Wow.
stuff. I'm glad Morgan called.
yeah, this is cool. Thanks for calling.
So you're
Morgan.
sure you're okay? You don't need our help?
I'm definitely, well, I don't know. What are you offering?
Well, you just don't know where you're at, so I'm like, maybe, you're not like
We're in
in
the
a
valley.
Liam Neeson film right now, are you?
Hey, Morgan, I have I have a question.
No,
Do you-
I can't tell people where I'm at. It's not fair to the people
Oh,
who
okay.
live
Well,
here.
that's
So
good. We
that would be rude.
do
But
you have like a mail?
I don't mean
friend
your
or-
address. I just mean the general idea of, because, people call in, hey, where you at? Oh, I'm in Kansas City. Just something simple as that. But you don't have to tell us. It's all
Well,
right.
I think that she's like the damsel in distress, and you're trying to save her. Like,
Look,
this
you
is
know.
like kinky role play on Razor Wrist.
But you're coming with me, buddy.
Oh, yeah, well,
You're the sidekick. We're buddy cops.
that sounds really dirty.
Well, and we're called the Beach Boys. That's we just wrote a script. There it is.
Alan Lee. Alan Lee doesn't like the dirty talk.
Oh yeah, Alan, you're driving.
They want to include me in this
Alan's
routine,
driving.
Morgan, and I hope you're safe because I know you're dealing with some strange. No, thank you for calling in. That is so cool.
Well, yeah, you're totally welcome, and thank you for listening to me. And tell Johnny I love him.
Oh,
There you go,
Johnny.
She
I
loves
love
you.
And I take it that she loves me too.
Yeah.
I think she hung up. Oh well.
I think we scared her.
I don't know. That was weird. I've never had a phone
that's
call.
so
on
cool,
this.
man. You should. I mean, that's
That's
I thought
cool.
That was really cool.
And then she said she saw me do stand up, and I was like,
Well, there.
Is
Well,
anyone
you
else
didn't.
a little concerned by the "Tell Johnny I love him" at the end? You guys didn't hear that? That
Well,
was
I
a little
think-
odd.
I think,
honestly, I think you tweeted it, and your ex girlfriend.
Oh,
God.
John, well, thank you, Johnny.
I think
That
that's
was
what
real sweet.
happened.
No,
That
trust
was
me,
nice of Johnny.
that was not the case.
That's not the case.
Oh,
that
was
phone call
a
kind of.
bonus for the podcast.
I don't even remember what we were
talking.
talking about. She sounded
so.
cute though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most Morgans are cute.
Yeah.
But,
If that was her real name.
yeah, it probably
You know-
wasn't. Some ladies like to lie on air to protect their.
You know, Johnny is quite a
probably my
a
mom.
a pop culture guy. With the Beach Boys and everything, and I've seen him allude to it on the show you were on the TV, the Access, the one
Access Live and all that stuff.
that one.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with that because
Thank you.
you knew your way around the pop culture, and I wanted to talk to you about either Quentin Tarantino or Clint Eastwood, but I had this funny thing I thought about villains.
Okay.
If you mixed pop villains like Hannibal Lecter
Mm-hmm.
and the Joker, where would the Wicked Witch of the East from Wizard of Oz fit in? Just we could riff on that. I thought it was if you have Hannibal Lecter, the Joker, and the Wicked Witch of the East in the same room, what would happen?
Sexually? What are we talking about exactly? I don't know where you're going with this. I'm
just
very
saying
confused.
you would have these pop culture villains.
Yeah.
And it's funny because one is from Wizard of Oz and the others are a little more current. Mm-hmm. And one is from a comic book. So I just thought it was a neat mix of people.
Well, I mean, two of them are way more violent than the other.
Yes.
I don't really know what the witch ever did that was
Yeah.
so bad.
No, she
That's a
just
good
had
question.
those. She just was on a broom.
Right.
And she's an icon we all grew up with. Mm-hmm. And I thought that competitively, she has a hard time in the room. These,
I
it's
mean,
like,
I'd give it to the...
who would headline?
Which
Who would
Joker
who would headline on? Oh, we don't know which Joker. That's even better.
We
Which
talking
Joker?
Nicholson or Ledger? Because Ledger
I would say
it'd be
I
over.
would say Ledger. Ledger.
Oh, gosh.
Ledger would
Are you kidding
headline.
me? Ledger would destroy
headline.
Lecter's old ass, and then he would have sex with the witch.
What about Caesar Romero though?
Oh,
Who?
Caesar Romero.
The dog whisperer? What are you talking about?
He was the very first Joker.
I'm thinking of Caesar Milan. My bad.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, Johnny,
thought I'd throw
the
it in
phone
there.
call kind
Throw it
of
in
messed
there.
us up, but we only have 10 minutes left, and
That's okay.
what we do after this, and the end time is, we play this game called Who Wrote Jokes. You know what I mean? I read you a joke,
Got it.
and I give you 4 answers, and you tell me who wrote it.
How many are we doing this evening?
Well, we'll do about until he wants to stop. That fan only got 1 out of 3, and he's like, I don't like this game.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun game. It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
Okay.
but you don't get any money
Yeah,
at
that's
the
the only
end.
problem with
Got
it.
it.
But
So
it's-
you wait, I'm supposed to guess what comic wrote the joke?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, this is not easy. Okay.
It's not easy.
It's not.
But
It's not.
But we test your comedy trivia, and it's good for the audience because they get to hear jokes.
They get to hear and
You know what I mean?
play the game. And
They get to play the game
the many
too.
people
Why
that
don't
are
you just
listening in
recite
right now.
Beach Boys lyrics? And I guess it's all-
We'll do
You know,
that
that'd
next
be
time.
funny. Well, of course we.
I don't know.
brought
I don't
it
have
up,
the
but-
Beach Boy question.
What,
We'll do it
no,
next
I'm
time.
just kidding.
The
It's all right.
second
Season
time
2.
when he comes back.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Yes.
All right. Joke number 1 for Jonny Loquassto.
Loquasto.
Yeah, whatever. It says Loquassto. It's a sad fact that 50% of marriages in this country end in divorce. But hey, the other half end in death, so you could be one of the lucky ones. Was it A, Fred Stoller, B, Richard Jenny, C, Rodney Dangerfield, or D, Warren Thomas?
Whoa. I only know 2 of them.
All right.
Sounds like a Richard Jenny joke. But it's probably one of the 2 guys I don't know. It's definitely not Rodney, I don't think. It's
No.
not his
Yeah.
style.
I'm with you.
Hey, you'd be the one of the lucky ones. No, I don't see him doing that.
I,
I'm going to go with, I'll say Jenny.
You got it right.
Bingo.
Hey, how about
yes.
that?
He's 1
Yes.
from 1.
There you go.
All right.
You're ahead
God
of
rest
many.
his soul.
Yeah. You'll like this one because it's kind of... Now MTV is running that Rock Against Drugs campaign. That's an awful way to look at whores against sex. Was it A, Norm MacDonald, B, Richard Pryor, C, Mort Saul, or D, Bob Harris?
Oh, that's without a doubt Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got
MTV's doing the Rock Against Drugs. And,
Very good.
I think it's kind of a odd way of saying whores against sex.
Very good.
Thanks.
It's a good...
Very good impression.
Yeah.
I love Norm. I mean,
I'm drunk.
Norm's one of my good buddies.
Nice.
Um,
I'm a big fan.
all right, my
Bingo.
parents sent my brother through law school. He graduated. Now he's suing them for wasting 7 years of his life. Was it A, Mike Binder, B, Fraser Smith, C, Damon Wayans, or D, Mark Soley?
It's definitely not. I know Frasier. It's not a Frasier.
No.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not Damon.
Yeah.
Who are the 2 guys? Mike Binder and who?
Mark Soley.
I mean, I don't know either one of them. I'm gonna say D. Solely.
It was Mike Binder.
Oh, so close.
Oh, Mike
good.
Binder
One away.
is a brilliant comic.
Okay.
I thought you wouldn't know that.
No,
All right, you should get this one. This one's easy.
I already got 2 out of 3. It's
I know
He's
you're doing.
way well.
Yeah,
really
you're
good
doing
about
better
this.
than Dat Fam. Dat Fam's in last place now.
Well, you should have done jokes where every joke ended with an impression of an Asian mom. He would have got everyone right.
Should have done that. I asked him one of his jokes and he didn't know.
Some people don't. Some people listen.
Anyways, my parents threw me a going away party, according to this letter. Was it A, Emo Phillips, B, Mitch Hedberg, C, Bill Cosby, or D, Dane Cook?
I'm gonna go emo.
Emo, he got it.
Oh,
See, Johnny,
My
you-
parents threw me a going away party.
have you ever met
According
Emo?
to this letter. No, but he's in my favorite movie of all time,
Oh, Meet the Parents?
UHF.
Oh, USF?
Mm-hmm. You ever see it? Weird Al Yankovic.
Never.
Debuted in just past 25-year anniversary.
Wow.
you continue to shock me.
Genius movie. Michael Richards before he was famous, Fran Drescher before she was famous, and it had Emo Phillips. He played a crazy shop teacher who
I
chopped his
have
finger.
heard of this film
Wow.
and not seen it, and
Oh,
now I
man.
must say I am
Alan.
forced to get it,
You need
Johnny.
to. It's so good. You can watch it on YouTube, I'm sure.
I will tune in tonight.
Genius.
I don't know. Emo Phillips actually wrote Meet the Parents, and then it was like
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it was like an earlier film, like in '94 or whatever, and then they remade it with Ben Stiller. So like he
Stiller,
still got
Ben
the
Stiller
written
did that.
credit for that
Interesting.
one.
Wow.
Good for him.
But
I'm a
so
big
that's a little
Stiller.
trivia.
Yeah, he's so funny in UHF.
Yeah, I know that according to IMDb. Anyway, anyways, next joke. My My father taught me about the birds and the bees. He didn't know anything about girls. Was it A, Dan Cook, B, Margaret Cho, C, Eddie Walker, or D, Joey Adams?
I mean, I only know Margaret out of those four.
You don't know Dan Cook?
I think they said Dan Cook.
Oh, I thought you said Dan Cook. Dane Cook.
Oh, maybe. Dan
no,
Cook.
it's not Dane.
No, it's not Dane Cook.
It's probably not Margaret because it's the Birds and the Bees
a little
joke.
bit, not her. That leaves us with...
Who are the other two?
Who are the
C
other
and D?
Eddie Walker and Joey Adams.
I'm going to say Eddie Walker.
No, it was Joey Adams.
Oh, man.
One,
I keep guessing wrong on the dudes I don't know.
that can happen.
Dang it.
That's good. All right, we'll do 2 more, and then
Okay.
we'll head out. That phone call, usually we do.
7:44.
Yeah, we got to be out by 7:50.
We like they kick us out.
Yeah,
violently.
they
There's
kinda
a
say
8 o'clock
they-
show that has nothing to do
They give
with
us the
me.
light.
They give
Okay.
us the light.
Can we sit in on the 8 o'clock show and just crash it?
We could.
All right.
I'll do it.
Let's do that.
All right. I'm living on a one-way dead-end street. I don't know how I got there. Was it A, Michael Keaton, B, Stephen Wright?
Michael Keaton, the actor?
Yeah. He did stand-up. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yes, he did. He was a big star.
Was it A, Keaton, B, Stephen Wright, C, Jamie Kennedy, or D, Mike Epps?
Definitely not Mike Epps. Definitely not Jamie Kennedy. I'm going to say Stephen Wright.
You got it right,
Bingo.
folks.
Wow, this is...
My parents just saw him
Oh, really?
like less than a month ago. He came to their town, close to their town, then went to see him.
in
I'd
Pennsylvania.
love to see that show, man.
Yeah.
That's
They
like-
said he did no opener, legit just walked on stage, and I think did like 90 minutes.
90 minutes?
Crazy, right?
He's
Oh,
so...
I can't. That's amazing. I don't
Especially with
see-
Stephen Wright's style. Do you know how many jokes he must have told?
Oh, a lot.
No
Yeah.
opener, nothing. Just walked out on stage.
It's funny because he's never in Los Angeles.
I don't recall.
I would
him
love
on
to
the-
see him.
Well, there's certain comics that don't feel like leaving. Like I know one of my favorite comics is Ted Alexandro, and I've still never seen him in person because I never get to go to New York. But he hardly ever leaves the East Coast. He'll come out here to do like a late night set, like on
Yeah.
like Ferguson or something. Other than that, never leaves the East Coast because he likes New York. He doesn't want to come out this way. And I'm assuming he's writing on TV shows, so he doesn't have to really travel a whole lot. But yeah, I'd love to. I wish he would come out here. He's one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
But I haven't met him.
We
yet.
can't do any more jokes. I just got the signal. But let's count how many you got. You
I
got
think I got 5 out of 7.
you got 4 out of 6.
Man.
Well, much better than Dad Fan.
This is a world champion tonight.
Yeah.
And then he gets
feel
credit
good.
for the Beach
An-
Boy trivia.
Angelo
in my opinion.
Zarukas got 11.
Out of how many?
How
Because
many?
We gave him more, though.
We did 14.
Like 14.
That's pretty good, though.
But that was when we had an hour.
Sure.
You know.
When we didn't have an
What are you
8
gonna do?
o'clock show.
I mean, hey. And
I think you could have got
And
it.
I got us a phone call.
You got us a phone call. So you got us fans.
Exactly.
Okay,
Johnny
Johnny.
got us the
I
phone.
want to know how many more comics bring in phone calls.
Is there anything you want to promote before we head out?
Yeah, please
Sure.
do.
I
Go-
mean,
go at
geez.
it. Yes.
A lot of things. Let's see. I got a film coming out. Go to thethumbwrestler.com. Like thumb wrestling, thethumbwrestler.com. You can check the trailer out, check the website out, like the Facebook page, all that stuff.
Thumbwrestler.com.
If you like pro wrestling, I got a show on the Nerdist Network.
I like.
It's real simple. At Wrestling Buds on Twitter.
I like pro wrestling.
It's amazing. You'll love it. It's called the Wrestling Compadre Slamcast. That's really good. And I'm hosting a new show about the DC movie universe for the Schmoes Know Network.
Whoa.
So go to schmoesknow.com, SCHMOES no, KNOW.com. And actually, our first episode debuts tomorrow.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Busy man.
Trying to be.
Oh, you have a Twitter that people can add you or
yes,
follow
Yes.
you?
Do you have
At
a Twitter?
JQuasto, JQUASTO, or JLowComedy.com.
All right.
Jay Quasto.
And I'm Keith Reza at Keith Reza, and you're going to laugh at this one. Follow Alan at...
At Alan Lee Commie, and I am not a communist.
That's
I'm
amazing.
really tired of that accusation. And
You could change that,
I know. You know what? He didn't tell me how to change it.
I don't
It's
know.
really
Hey,
easy.
Johnny, this man.
We're gonna change it
I'm
up.
not telling you on
He
purpose.
doesn't tell me
We're
anything.
we're gonna show him after the
Jesus,
show.
horrible.
Johnny, you've
Just-
been great, man. Thanks for
Thank
Johnny,
you
being
very
you've
here.
been
much.
You've been
fantastic,
funny.
sir.
Thanks
All
a
right,
lot.
guys. See you next week.
Thank you.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee right here on LA Talk Radio.